Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue.
Welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm going to get started in a minute. I just need to let everybody on social media know that the stream is currently on the air. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Just letting everybody know that the show is on the air. I'm just getting ready to let everybody on social media, like your X and your Facebook and your other platforms, know that the show is on. Okay, now that I've let everybody on social media know that the stream is currently on the air, I want to do a little bit of an introduction. I wasn't able to make last week's live stream because I had an anxiety attack, so I'm sorry I couldn't be there last week. But this week I have an extra special show, and I'll get to that just in a moment. But I want everybody to know if the SJS Direct 2025 catalog is starting, and the first book in it, John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side, is now available in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com, and you can get your copy today on Amazon and other online booksellers. And on April 25th, I will be dropping Esteem, Season of the Witch Girl, the second book in the SJS Direct 2025 catalog, and you can get your copy of Esteem, Season of the Witch Girl on Amazon.com on April 25th in paperback, or you can pre-order your copy now at Amazon.com and other online booksellers in the Draft to Digital network, such as the Apple Bookstore and Barnes & Noble and other online booksellers. And I'm currently working on Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer, and that book is almost about, I'd say, 75% done. I'm just waiting for one more piece of art to come through, and I'll be able to get that book ready for a possible May or June launch. I've got 3/4 of the editing done. So that book is well on its way. So that's an update on the SJS Direct catalog. And I wanted everybody to know that and be able to pick up those books that are coming out along with the other SJS Direct books. Now, I have an extra special guest on tonight's show, and that's Mr. Chris from Chris & Company. And we're going to be talking about all of these Kevin Samuels and wannabe Simps on YouTube who want to pretend to be like the late Kevin Samuels and try to be so-called relationship experts. Now, back in the 2019 or so, Kevin Samuels came to YouTube and basically, as I see it, basically was able to come on that platform because YouTube basically wanted to have their own shill to go out here and be the so-called relationship expert that would distract people from everything going on as related to people focusing on black empowerment. Now, black empowerment was growing as a base on YouTube, and YouTube basically decided to make Kevin Samuels into the next big star with its algorithm and had him with this whole gimmick of a high value man on the platform. And as he had this gimmick of the high value man, a lot of black people saw how much money Kevin Samuels was making with this gimmick, and as they saw him making all this money with this gimmick, they themselves wanted to call themselves being pseudo-relationship experts, and it basically became a big business, especially after Kevin Samuels wound up passing away, and that left a big void. And that's how we got a lot of these posing wannabe simps trying to be the high-value men, but basically are showing how low value they are because they're going on YouTube's platform to go out here and be so-called relationship experts, but showing us how little knowledge they have. And Mr. Chris ran into one of those guys, and I'll let him tell you more about his experience.
Thank you, Sean. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm absolutely fabulous, just, doing my Wednesday broadcast, talking about real serious subject matter, what's going on in news and politics and how it affects how it affects the black community, the black grassroots. So basically last Saturday, literally last Saturday, I did a little channel surfing. So for all you good folks that are listening to me here on Sean's channel, I've been working on my YouTube channel. And in fact, one of the YouTube clips Sean is going to play later tonight. So I just happened to, for the algorithm, I ran into this guy named Steve. So I clicked into it, and he was talking to a female named Dana. I think she has a YouTube channel, The Real Dana, whatever. So I just happened to check it out. And I was just like, yeah, I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. But I saw the comments. So I saw a lot of the comments, and then I made a comment. And I literally, I'm not making this up. I literally only made 2 to 3 comments tops. And one of the comments that I made was modern dating is garbage. It's hot garbage, which it is. And then so he's all like, Mr. Chris, I want you to call in. Mr. Chris, I want you to call in because I need to know, are you saying that women are whores and sluts? And I'm thinking to myself, what is this guy talking about? I'm thinking to myself, like, how did you get bad dating about me disrespecting or downing women? As bad dating is not a woman only thing. There's a lot of guys like him, Steve, that make dating shitty. And so I answered his whatever question, right? I basically said that my comment was pretty much what's the word? It was a general comment. So once again, it wasn't good enough. So him and this real girl, these goofballs, they sat on a 7-hour YouTube thing. And they spent like 1 or 2 hours talking about me by myself. Now, Sean, I think you've known me quite some time now. You know I don't back up. You know I don't back down. So I did call this Super Simps shit show. And what I got for you guys on the company commentary, it's going to crack you the hell up. All right, I can't make this up. It was so bad that I talked to Majika. Now, Majika is my girlfriend that you know, Sean. And I was like, am I hearing right? Am I hearing what I'm hearing? Like, this is not something out of the Twilight Zone, right? Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? I can't believe what I was hearing. So basically, he has a voiceover phone. I think it's a team service phone. And while you're waiting in the host queue, it's a guy talking to you like, press 1 if you're having girl problems. Press 2 if you're having sexual problems. Are you going out like a bitch? I can't, Sean, bro. I can't make this shit up. All right. So as I processing all of this, right? I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to make a company commentary out of this clown. All right. And that's exactly what I did. Now, this is going to be a special treat for your listeners tonight because most of my company commentaries are audio, but this one is video. Now I've got two others. That video commentary. Scott Adams, the one I did on Scott Adams, and I think I got another one in this one. So I did a company commentary, and This was the fastest company commentary that I was able to put together because this Steve guy, he gave me all the material. When I say this guy is a straight up loser, when I say that this guy is he's the antithesis from the male point of view on why dating sucks, why guys like him, incels like him, have contributed to the problem. It's because these guys have watched Kevin Samuels, and just like when I roasted Ultimate Fat Ass Black Man a while back, these guys literally think that when they go on here and they do a dating show or whatever, that people, they really think they're going to get the numbers. And these guys really think that they can talk to women and give men advice, which clearly I don't need no advice. And I wouldn't take it from a goon like Steve anyway. But the fact of the matter is that you've got a lot of Kevin Samuels guys, and at the end of the day, they're nothing more than dusty, thirsty, incel simps, and they basically get on YouTube or whatever social media thing that can give them a platform, like TikTok's worse, and they use their platform to pick up chicks. That's exactly what they do. Nothing's more pathetic. Nothing. You want to be a real man? Real men, they understand the reality of their situation, and from a realistic and holistic perspective, they solve their own problems. But you've got so many beta bitch-built men that call themselves being these dating gurus, dating whisperers, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. They're doing it to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
This clown, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna email it to you real quick. This guy, this Steve guy, this guy is such a mud duck loser. He did a 7-hour YouTube thing. It's unheard of. Go ahead, Sean.
All right. Well, I'm going to go play a part of that clip right now. So because you're having a little bit of audio issues, so this way I'll play the video. You can work out what's going on with the audio while I'm playing this video. All right. Let me see. Okay, playing the Chris commentary right now.
And welcome to the company commentary.
But here's Mr. Chris. Let me ask you a question because we asked you twice.
Fair use.
Let me ask you a question. You're saying modern dating is for the streets, which means that you're saying women are what they call 304s and whores and sluts, right? But here's the question, Chris. If women are what you're saying they're for the streets and they're 304s, whores, and sluts, then how are you having such a hard time with women if they're so easy to get then? I'd like for him to answer that question. How are you having such a hard time? Because you say dating is terrible. So if you're saying women are whores and sluts like you're saying, then how are you complaining about women if they're supposed to be that easy then? And I'd like for you to answer that. We do have a call. 786, what's your name? What's your question?
Nieces and nephews, I simply cannot make this stuff up. Want to know how this all started? Uncle Chris is here to help you out. So I was scrolling on YouTube and I happened to come across a particular channel. I really was just watching it and I made a couple of comments. The title of this shit show is called "Is Modern Dating a Disaster Waiting?" Okay. So against my better judgment, I listened in and I made literally 2 comments. And my comment literally went like this. My first comment was dating is for the streets, which it is. Then he got afflicted in his panties when I made that comment. So the comment he made was in response to my comment talking about modern dating is for the streets, which it is. Not once. Not one time did I refer to women as skanks or whores or anything of that nature. I made a real simple, basic comment about a real simple, basic subject. All that shows me is that you have to be a pretty basic person to get mad over a simple, basic comment. The problem is you have too many guys out here trying to be the next Kevin Samuels. They want to be the guy that is the dating guru, how to pick up women, on trying to be a high value man, blah, 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 blah. I used to talk about this stuff during the first Chris and Company era, but then something happened. I grew up. I realized that my platform can be best served to talk about real things that real black folks concern themselves with each and every day of our lives. So this time around, I've decided that if I'm going to talk about that stuff, I'm going to do it on a Saturday night special. And that's it. Or I might talk about this on a Friday night barbecue with Sean James or somebody else's podcast, but I will not be talking about this on Wednesdays. Now back to this tampon wearing, maggot eating Kevin Samuels EBT card carrying booger bum. The second comment I made went as follows. I'm not having a hard time with dating. I made a general comment, and that's it. He didn't like that. So now I just showed you nieces and nephews how much of a retarded cross-dressing soy boy Tourette's syndrome suck-ass that he is. And guess what? Here's more proof.
Okay, but Chris, I would like for you to answer that, Chris. And Chris, for all you guys out there that talk about women or whores.
Yeah, why is modern, what do you mean modern dating for the streets?
Wait. But you're saying, You're saying who says I'm having a hard time? No, you're not talking in general. That's why you were the one that said this is why dating is hard. God, I got what you, hold on, man. Come on, dog. Chris, hold on. You're the one that made this statement. This is why dating is hot garbage.
Yes, today's dating is hot garbage. And I've said this countless of times on previous broadcasts. But this beta simp of a bitch act like somebody took his tampon right out of his panties. Then this bony booty-faced boy lover wanted me to call in. And if y'all know Uncle Chris like y'all know Uncle Chris did not back down. Here's proof of that. All right, here we go. I might lose years off my life doing this. Here we go. Jesus Christ.
You are now in the show host queue. The Dean will bring you in shortly, but before he does, he needs to know more about why you're calling. Press 1 if you have a game question. Press 2 if you have a dating, marriage, or relationship problem or question. Press 3 if you have a sex question. Press 4 if you're texting her and you need help. Press 5 if you don't like what the Dean is saying and you want to bitch about how much you hate him or you don't agree on what he's saying. This is for the cupcake who believes in that high-value man bullshit. You're a red-pilled loser or you love lying to women like a bitch. If you press 5, don't be rude or he'll hang up on your weak ass. And if you don't understand what the fuck I'm saying, press the star key if you want to hear your choices all over again. You are now in the show host queue. The Dean will bring you in shortly, but before he does, he needs to know more about why you're calling. Press 1 if you have a game question.
Oh man,
Press
are you
2
serious?
if you have a dating, marriage, or relationship
I
problem
don't have no
or
question. I was
Press
requested
3
to call
if
in.
you have a sex question. Press 4 if you're texting her and you need help.
No.
Press 5 if you don't like what the Dean is saying and you want to bitch about how much you hate him or you don't agree on what he's saying.
All right, I'm a
Closest to
press.
cupcake who
I'm a
believes
press
in that.
zero.
This key is not valid. Please try again.
You are now in the show host queue.
Man, you're
Please
just
stay
going
on the
to.
line while your call is transferred to the operator.
I wanted me to call in.
I feel like you've ruined me because I feel like you've seduced my mind to the point that I don't even want anybody else to take the edge off because
Oh my God, you can't
all
make
I've
this
been
shit up.
thinking about is you and your touch and wanting to experience that intimacy with you.
Are you
So,
serious?
For over 30 years, Steve has been teaching men all over the world about manhood, dating, relationships, marriage, and the game. If you want to learn how to be a student of the game, just send an email to put in the subject, My Pathway. And if you want to hear women say things like this,
I feel like I miss you, and it's on my nerves because it's almost like I feel sad, and then I'm like, damn, like this sucks because like I know like I feel like I'm catching feelings, but I'm like, it's like I feel I don't know, I feel like nuts.
Are you
Like
fucking serious?
I don't know how to explain it. Like I just keep thinking about you, and like I keep trying to change the subject, and then I keep thinking about you some more, and then I'm like, I don't know, I'm trying to get a hold of myself, but it's kind of hard, and it's like freaking me out.
and then instead of sitting on the sideline, bird
Let's see
watching.
how this goes.
You don't need to lie. You don't need tricks, pickup lines, and fast gimmicks. It's weak. It shows you think more like a woman than a man.
Exactly.
This program will help you get over inferiority, shyness, lack of self-confidence, and feelings of worthlessness. Acquire a solid self-confidence that will let people respect you, admire you, fall in love with you.
Nieces and nephews, I'm not making this shit up, even if I could make it up. You want to hear more of this shit? Of course you do, because I had to. Now I'm going to share this crack-headed experience along with my family.
Get rid of social anxiety, fear of women, and self-doubts. Have an unshakable, criticism-resistant, and solid self-image. Are you ready to become a leader instead of a follower? Are you ready to stand up when you fall, crush life problems, and never
I'm
feel
on
helpless?
hold and I'm hearing
The
all of this.
man
This is
mindset
hilarious.
will help you build confidence in your ability to face life problems.
Oh my God!
Not just building confidence in dealing with people.
Oh man!
Feel more attractive, become successful, and live happier. Whether you're young or old, it doesn't matter.
All right.
Steve
Be
will show
careful
you how
what
you can
wish for.
transform your
You
attractiveness
just
to
might get
women.
it.
The information and techniques apply to all men of all ages, even if you have children. Forget paying hundreds of dollars on joining some dating agency that'll match you with
Right.
women who you're not truly attracted to. Save hundreds of dollars and
Right,
learn how to
maybe not.
attract the woman of your dreams. Best of all, the information
Woman of
and
your
techniques
dream.
are easy for anyone to incorporate into
You're
their
gonna be
dating
all
and love
about, man.
life. What you'll learn will be truly empowering to you as a man. Welcome to the Man Mindset. This show and site is for men of any age, ethnicity, or background. So, if you're a man who's willing to work hard and be open to changing their ways, who wants to
Come on,
develop
dude.
new skills when it comes to meeting, dating, and having sex with women, who are future focused and not afraid of a challenge or change, someone who wants to be
Say something
solution-based,
about
and who wants to expand their comfort zone,
I'll tell you.
this is the place for you.
Digital
Don't
media
be
has
her bitch,
come a long
be her
way.
man.
Do you understand why I don't talk about this shit? It's because with the platform that I have, it's very important to talk about the everyday things that we black folks have to deal with and contend with. And to have a platform, to have a broadcast studio like the one that the incredible Mr. Chris has, to waste it, to talk about some bitch ass dating, I wouldn't be a real man. Want to know why? Because real men, warrior leaders in the black grassroots community stand on business and be about business. And talking about crap like that is not about business. Want to know what business is? It's about knowing the politics that affect you. It's about the economy. It's about growing and starting your own black business. It's about collaborating with like-minded, rock rib, back strong, mentally and socially tough mofos just like the incredible Mr. Chris. At the end of the day, nieces and nephews, it's retarded, dyslexic, kumquat brain, vaginal talking, half a homos like this guy that make it too easy for real black supermen like me. Simply put, weak vagina-lipped punks like him are very, very inferior to real black men like me. He gets upset because of 2 comments that I put in his punk-ass chat room, only to make this such a big deal because you want to know why? The guy's thirsty. What does that say about thirsty guys who are content creators? They use platforms like YouTube and Twitter to pick up chicks. Just like I talked about the ultimate black man when I roasted his fat, slovenly, sloppy ass, I'm doing the same thing to this clown. Real men, and I do mean real men, have real lives, and they know how to pick up real women. If you are a man and you're listening to a dude like that, you are a super duper loser. You are a loser amongst losers that are in the ultimate fat man division. See, Uncle Chris doesn't have that problem. Say hi, Majika.
Hi, Majika.
And as you can hear and see, your Uncle Chris, he doesn't have those problems. And side note, this guy has been on his YouTube channel still talking about me only to gain 214 likes. If that retarded bitch had a woman, he'd be with her right now. Instead of giving dating advice for 5 hours, he's using his YouTube channel to pick up chicks. Sad. Well, at least he's been trying for the last 5 hours, and 214 likes later. This vagina-lipped lame is not a dating guru. He's a thirsty simp incel.
Okay, Mr. Chris, you can come back in.
You ain't let the music play.
Well, I can't play the music because of YouTube and its crazy policies. So I had to cut the music. That's YouTube. They will demonetize you for any music due to rights issues.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
yeah. It's like what D Wood 78 said. You know, between Kevin Smith and Wannabe that Pop the Balloon show, parts of FBA created me disappointment. Exactly. It should. It disappoints me. No, I mean, at the end of the day, this is why we black folks can't get ahead.
Yeah, but I listened to this guy. He's sad and pathetic. I mean, 2 comments that I basically would have brushed off on my live stream, and he's trying to turn it into a 7-hour drama show. I mean, those type of drama shows went out in 2019. I mean, I remember back in the day, a guy named Ringo, he had talked about it. He said that, look, you wasted an entire day. I mean, a day that you could have, every average day, every person would be just go out here and be working. You're doing 7-8 hours on a live stream talking about foolishness. And for about 200 and some odd likes, that's pathetic. I mean, that's not even worth the time. But this guy does this because he doesn't even know about the business of content creation. That's the sad part about it. He doesn't even understand when it comes down to content creation, you want to make content that's going to go out here and 1, make your message, and 2, go out here and be profitable to you as related to your business, because this is a business. And the way he basically, again, just got all bent out of shape shows me this guy really, again, he knows nothing about content creation, and he doesn't even know anything about time management. I mean, this dude, again, 7 hours on a comment on one guy. I mean, sometimes I'll make a response video to a comment in one of my videos, but the whole thing is maybe it's going to be 20, maybe 25 minutes tops, or even maybe 30 minutes if I have to prove an argument. But I'm not wasting an entire day doing a live stream about 2 comments in a live stream that I basically would have brushed off, because what you said as related to dating, I know it's absolute garbage. I mean, let's take a look at Tia Mowry. Again, Here's an actress who divorced her husband to enter the dating market, and she found out how much of a disaster it is, and basically on her own reality show basically showed us how much of a disaster it was. And in many articles, we saw her trying to get a second act, and the second act winding up being a complete wreck right in front of us, to the point where she had to go back to her husband. But this guy's going to tell us that dating is still good. How is dating good? I mean, the dating market has been garbage, I say, since about the late 1980s with the crack epidemic, when all that crack came into the black community, and we got all this hypergamy going on, and women were looking for these posers pretending to be guys with money. I mean, the dating market has been garbage for a long time, but this guy wants to tell us that it's good, but it's not good out there at all. No, it's gotten progressively worse. But he's going to sit there and tell us a lie, and then go on the air and try to reinforce that lie, then try to call you to come on his show. And he doesn't even have his stuff together. I run into this all the time too with artists. They're sitting up there talking about, I want you to buy my art, but their stuff is not on point. Their payment system ain't on point. And that's the sad part, is that this guy, he's coming out here, he wants to be a Kevin Samuels type guy like D-Word is talking about, but he doesn't even have his infrastructure, doesn't even have a direction for his show, and his way of making content just makes him look like a clown putting on a clown show.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I did do broadcasts like this back my first run of Chris and Company, but I stopped doing it. And here's why. It was because it wasn't fulfilling, and it was not, it had no substance. It was like junk food. It's like Maury Povich and a little bit of or a lot of Ricky Lake and that type of stuff.
Yes, empty calorie shows that have nothing at all.
Yeah. And I've spent thousands of dollars on my equipment. I've spent thousands of dollars. My microphone. I have the top of the line Shure microphone. And for me to have all this equipment to talk about dating advice and picking up chicks and doing a 7-hour show for 200 people? What are you doing? I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
I can't make it up. That's not even a show even worth the time to even put together. I mean, that's not even worth the time for me to make a video about.
Well, that's the thing. So why would I do it? Why would I do that? Why would I take building a website, having 2 computer servers, having all these people helping me with my broadcasts, or that have helped me with my broadcast on Wednesdays, to only talk about, hey, Mr. Chris here, and I'm gonna discuss dating and how you could pick up chicks. Seriously? Like, you can't make this stuff up. And the problem is there's too much of this. It's too much of this, and it's getting to the point where it's embarrassing, it's degrading, it's what's the word I want to use? The more time you spend on shit like this, the harder it is for brothers like you and I, Sean, to collaborate and come together and to talk about the real serious issues that directly affect us.
Yeah, Cupcake Sweetie makes a good point. She says the supremacists out here hunting black folk, and this guy's using a platform to talk about picking up women. shake her head. And I have to agree with that because, we have really serious issues with these white supremacists. We have really serious issues as related to getting a black agenda together. And these guys are basically buying into this whole picking up women thing, which is really extension of that gender war nonsense. And the whole thing is that what they want to do is just go out here, and this is a distraction that keeps us from focusing on serious issues and has us focused on just absolute nonsense that takes us nowhere. And a lot of these guys, basically, they're doing it because what they see guys like the late Kevin Samuels, he was getting all of this big money in super chats. They see him getting all of these cash apps. They see him making all this money, and they want to make their own money too, plus the AdSense dollars. And they see themselves going up in the algorithm with YouTube's, because when it came down to Kevin Samuels, the YouTube's pushed the algorithm to push him to distract us off the road to black empowerment. And as we got caught up in this, these guys started saying, oh, I can make a lot of money. I can be one of these gurus, one of these experts, and go out here and make a ton of money. And that's the reason why we see this saturation of guys like this. We see a lot of a saturation of these clowns out here talking about their relationship experts. They have no, but the whole thing is like Ringo once talked about, they have no results, and that's the one thing you actually have is a result. You have a woman in your life, but this guy doesn't have anything, but he's out here again because he thinks he's trying to get some of that money, but the whole thing is that the content he's making is absolute garbage, and it's not something that's worth anybody's time.
No, it's not at all. And how do I explain this? This guy doing this and trying to come at me, right? Like, he does not know me at all. Like, I'll come see you, buddy. Like, I'll humiliate you on your own platform because I've done it. And okay, I'll waste a little bit of my time to deal with you. But where does that leave you? What does that say about you, Steve?
It says he's a sad, pathetic person. I mean, his whole show structure is so 2019. I mean, really think about it. I mean, everything about him is just like 2019. I mean, you're running a show talking about dating. You're sitting there going on for 7 hours. I mean, that's what guys did in 2019. They don't do this anymore. I mean, people don't sit there and waste their time talking about dating and relationships.
I gotta cut you off because when my first era of Chris and Company it was from 2009 to 2014. I have not had whole broadcasts of talking about dating and where where men stand and women stand for almost 10 years. 10 years. When I did the experience with my co-worker, or my co-host, Sandy Scott, back in Cleveland, Ohio, we didn't even talk about that stuff. Now, there might be a segment, and we'll talk about it for like 15 minutes. But we were not spending the whole broadcast talking about relationship shit. Because there are other important things going on, not only in the city of Cleveland, which Cleveland is the 4th or 5th blackest city in America. So there's a lot of black issues going on in Cleveland. And then I would juxtapose it over to what's going on in the country when I did the experience on voiceradio.com. So I was so past talking about chicks and, hey, if you're a guy out there and you're struggling to get a date, call in on my lame ass show. That's not even 2019 what you said. That was 2012.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell them on YouTube. On YouTube, that was 2019 in YouTube when Kevin Samuels was around.
Yeah.
And And after he died, that whole thing has basically been played out. People have moved on,
Right.
except for this handful of guys still caught up in the gender war and still talking this foolishness. I mean, people have moved on to more serious content.
Right. I want to read this one comment here. 225 girl says, a lot of people forgot that KS didn't start off that way. He grifted into the guru space. It worked for him. And since he died, most of the incels trying to be the next him. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly what I call Eve, an incel. Because think about this, Sean. Just close your eyes and think about this. Why is a guy on a Saturday night talking about dating for 7 hours?
That's a pathetic dude.
If you are a dating dude, shouldn't Saturday night be filled up for you, buddy?
You would think.
Right. But it wasn't. And it's not. And I've shown you with proof that the guy did a 7 hour, and I don't want to call it a broadcast because what you and I do, we do broadcasts. I don't know what this clown does, but he's doing some TV Fisher Price YouTube casting, and he want to spend 2 hours thinking that he's the best of me, which he did not even close. And he's trying to get his numbers up by trying to think that he knows what he's talking about by talking about me. I made 2 little comments. He really thought he was doing something spectacular.
And then he looked really pathetic because, dude, you took 2 hours to talk about one man. Think about that. You took 2 hours out of a 7-hour show, basically an entire day, and you're talking about one man. I think about that, and it just shows me this guy is pathetic because, again, if he was an actual dating expert, his Saturday night would be out here. He'd be having a date. He'd be out here with a woman. He wouldn't be on the air like that. I mean, even I don't spend my Saturday nights like that. I mean, this is just sad when I think about it. Just, again, another one of these guys thinking he's going to make a career on YouTube, but he's not going to get the numbers with that type of content.
Exactly. What he's going to find out, because I am going to send him the company commentary. You know goddamn well I'm going to send him the company commentary, Sean. He's going to find out that he's dealing with the heavyweight.
Yep.
He's dealing with a real. He ain't dealing with some other clown or some other guru on YouTube trying to get some numbers up and then use their show to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a dude who's been around for now. My company commentary, I need to work on my pictures a little bit because I guess some of the pictures that I had made and clipped were too big. But hey, I'm a work in progress. Okay, I'm a work in progress. But when you're talking about wanting me to come on to your shit show because you got some lame ass axe to grind because I said dating is for the streets, which it is. Dating is hot garbage, which it is. And yes, I was speaking in generalities, which I was. What do you think was going to happen if I got on your show? Oh, you was going to show me up? Are you serious? I would have emasculated the boy. I don't talk about it. I am about it. I don't just skim over it. I'm about it. All right? When I say I'm working on my YouTube channel, I am working on my YouTube channel. I've got a clip that you're going to play later on. Like, you know why? look, like guys, check this out. You know why Sean and I don't do a Friday night barbecue all the time? It's because I'm busy. I am busy. I'm working on my website. I'm trying to add more content to the website. Soon enough, I'm gonna be able to do live video Christian company broadcasts directly from my website, www.niceradionetwork.com. Well, that takes time. That takes money. That takes energy. That takes having meetings with my tech people to see what's going to look like. How are we going to get this to make this happen? You think I got time for some dude chasing some cyber panties on a lame ass YouTube broadcast for 7 hours? But you a real man, right? You're a little boy compared to me. Look, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do I have a problem with a lot of today's women out here? I sure do. But I equally have a problem with guys like this Steve Klein, because there's too many of them, not only on YouTube, but TikTok is equally as ratchet and trifling. And you got a lot of guys out there calling themselves being want to give some dating advice or wants to be some dating coach. And, hey, let me hip you to game, my brother. Man, will you sit your stupid lame ass down?
These guys couldn't even play Candyland.
No, they can't play Candyland.
Amateurs.
Big time. Big time. And so what if I went on to his shit broadcast and said that, yeah, women are for the streets and so on and so on? What if I did say that? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Because those are the women that he's trying to pick up, Sean.
Yeah.
He's projecting.
Because what is he going to talk? He's talking about these women online because he wants to get their attention. What they want to do is use these shows like this. They'll make a statement about these women. Then what they do is swoop in and be the white knight. And as they're playing the role of the white knight, they're selling themselves as the good guy. This is something that most guys know about as related to the nice guy. What he wants to do is make himself out to be this good man, this good guy, and he wants to make everybody else out to be the bad guy. I mean, his game is so obvious. I can basically see right through it, and I can see what happens to these kind of guys online. They get played all the time because as they're trying to go deal with these low-hanging fruit, these bust downs online, he basically winds up getting himself played on these platforms. I mean, a lot of times these guys don't even get any draws. All they do is they wind up giving out some money in Cash App and PayPal and wind up getting their pockets picked. That's all that happens to these guys. I talk all about these type of guys in my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. And what we got here is a cyber simp who basically, like you said, is thirsty. He thinks he's going to go out here and use this whole gimmick to get himself some attention from women like Kevin Samuels did. But again, all he's doing is fishing in the piranha tank, and he's just about to get eaten alive.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is. Especially against a guy like me. Because I'll humiliate you and I'll embarrass you. Just ask Ultimate Black Man. Hey, you want to know what Ultimate Black Man is doing these days, Sean? Ask me. Go ahead, ask me.
What is he doing? Besides,
he changed his name. I humiliated him so bad that he's changed his name, and now I think he's on Instagram. That's how absolutely apoplectic, pathetic he is.
Wow, Cyber Sim went from one platform to the other.
And he changed his name. You don't know about Ultimate Black Man.
They changed their name, but they're the same lames. The whole thing is, they're the same lame guys running the same lame games and don't see how their optics look bad. They don't see how bad they look because you're online and you're trying to be this persona you created, but everybody knows that you're still a loser because you just don't want to do the work.
No, don't want to do the work at all. And something else I wanted to talk about. I used to be in this Passport Bros group on Facebook. Now, I have been deemed an honorary passport bro, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. You know I travel quite a bit, Sean.
Yeah.
I go on vacations and things of that nature. I left that group 2 weeks ago. You want to know why?
Why?
There's too many racists in the group, and there was too many simps in the group. And when I told the guy who runs the group, because he wanted me to help him do a passport broadcast, he wanted me to help him, like build one, at least put it like from an architectural standpoint, do it for him. And I haven't dismissed him. But I told him, I'm like, you got to get rid of these guys. They're a cancer in the group, and you have racist guys in there. All right. So then, I say my comments, and I keep it moving. And then you got guys in there that is so simpy. You're like, well, I thought this was a group about passport bros. Why do you guys have a problem with dating? Well, that's the whole point. Bad dating has led to the passport bro movement. But a lot of these guys, and like I told him, I said, man, you got to control your group, dude. And he would say, yeah, I know, and he'll brush me off. And then I just left the group. There's too many. There's passport bros that go to countries, and all their whole mindset is pussy, 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 pussy. That's all they think about. That is their number one agenda, top to bottom. And here's the problem with that mindset when you are a passport bro. You cannot just go into another country and be disrespectful. You've got to learn the culture. You've got to learn the people, know the people, learn their laws there, and you've got to be part of the environment and the culture that's there. I think I said culture already, but
and respect the culture that's there.
Respect the culture. But there's too many of these passport bros, and the whole thing they do is, as soon as they get off the plane, and then there's a lot of these videos where passport bros are getting angry, and they're smacking the women that are in that from that country.
Yeah.
They're getting angry, and they're getting mad, and they're cussing out the police there, and I'm scratching my head like, what are y'all doing?
Well, what you experienced is what I tried to warn people about in 2019, but I just could not get anybody to hear anything. So I had tried to tell people in my video that I had to take off of YouTube because these men went berserk because I basically told the truth about them and the insanity that they have because all they want to do is just get some easy sex. That's all these guys want, is some easy sex. They are simps who want to get easy sex, and since they can't really get anything to go here because they think, oh, I've got my college degree, I've got my job, I'm making money, I'm entitled to the attention of women, I think I'm entitled to women, and they heard this narrative that, oh, the sex will be easier, the women will be more cooperative, and these guys, they are not interested in any sort of relationship. What they want is easy sexual access, and what they think is that they'll get easier sexual access in a foreign country. But what these guys do is what they'll do is put themselves at risk because they're not thinking critically with their brain. They're thinking with their penis most of the time. And these type of simps are extremely dangerous because they don't really want the woman. What they want is the social currency with other men. So these are guys I had to deal with in 2019. Basically, were cyber stalking me to a point, harassing me to a point, all because I presented the opinion trying to debunk this dangerous narrative, because these guys make it dangerous for other passport travelers in other countries with their just crazy behavior, because they're so thirsty and so violent that they make it where other men, again, who are especially black men, get targeted. They don't understand that when you're a black man out here, there's a target on your back, and these guys widen the shot at them and other black men because they're so thirsty and out of control. I mean, all they're thinking about is, oh, there's some easy draws over here. There's some easy stuff. I'll just show up. It's like, no, that's not how it is. You have to respect another person's culture. You have to respect another person's land. You have to even respect people. The thing is, these people have no respect for people, and they don't even understand something that, like I had learned, the brother of Watching Common Sense had talked about. A lot of these men in these countries are very territorial, and when they see a black man acting like this, they really get uneasy about that, because the whole thing is you're putting a target on your back in these countries, but these guys ain't thinking about that. All they're thinking about is, I'm going to get some easy draws, I'm going to get some clout because I got some foreign draws, and that's what makes these guys dangerous, and that's why, I just walked away from the passport narrative. But 5 years later, people are learning the truth about everything I talked about in that video. I mean, people canceled me to the point where I lost 75% of my Patreon and my support. But the whole thing is now people are saying everything that I said in that video, because we're seeing that these guys, again, they're not looking for an actual relationship. They're just looking to use women as social currency.
Well, I knew there were simps in the group. I knew there were simps in general in the passport bro movement. But God, mother, and damn, it's that many?
Yeah, it's that many. I mean, these guys were practically stalking me in 2019 because, again, all because I disagreed with them. Again, you're seeing the insanity I experienced. And I experienced it firsthand to the point where I had to unfriend Facebook people. I had to block people. I mean, these guys are Arkham certified crazy.
But there's Arkham certified sex crazy.
Yeah, but that's what makes them dangerous, because they will stalk another man, they will harass another man, and heaven helping them if they get involved with one of these women. I believe they would be out here participating in sex crimes if they could. I mean, these guys are sick. There's something wrong with them.
This sounds like Steve.
Yeah.
Sounds like Steve. Because he is going to receive this company commentary. I'm going to make sure that he gets it. I guarantee it. And I'm going to make sure he gets it. And the thing is, he don't have the balls to come out here in the Arizona desert. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is this: to reduce yourself to an orifice, to a genitalia, shows the lack of substance dating, both men and women, lack. That's the point. That's the absolute point. Dating is garbage. I mean, remember the cheesecake broad?
Yeah.
She literally thought that she was too good for the Cheesecake Factory. What man in his right mind would want to even take a chance on going on a random date with a random chick, taking the chance that he'll be put in that situation? Nobody's trying to do that. Nobody's trying to put themselves out there. And all what? For some tainted vaginal sex? God damn. Have some personal respect for yourself. Have some dignity. You got to get laid that bad? Listen, I love getting laid more than anybody else, but God damn it, my woman has to have substance. Hey, Majika. Well, she has to have substance.
Yeah. And you have to have some dignity about yourself. That's what a lot of men don't understand. A lot of those passport bros, they don't understand that one of the reasons why they're failing with women is because these men have no intangibles of manhood. And because they have no intangibles of manhood, these guys don't know how to lead. That's one of the problems why they're having problems with women, even abroad and in America, is because they have no leadership skills whatsoever. And you listen to these guys, none of them know how to lead. And they're sitting up there thinking, oh, women's just supposed to follow them. And they really don't even see women as women. They see them as objects to just go out here and they can have social currency from having sex with them. But they show how they're not ready for no relationship because, again, if you cannot go out here and handle and take care of your business as a man and show that you're a leader, then why should any woman want to spend time with you at all?
Absolutely. Wait, but what's really going on underneath all those issues with this Steve character is that he's lonely, he doesn't have a woman, and he's using his YouTube page to pick up chicks. And with the company commentary, I've circled where the guy did 7 hours of trash. And he really believes in his narcissistic mind that he's the next Kevin Samuels. And then, Sean, I didn't even bother to ask you about what you heard in that host queue. I was literally on hold. I recorded it. I was like, because if I were to just verbally tell you, you'd probably be like, "Oh, Mr. Chris, you might be laying it on thick." No, I recorded this shit. I mean, what was going through your mind when you heard that?
It made me boggle my mind that he's sitting there with he's got people wanting to call into his line. He thinks he's like a big time radio star, but a lot of these guys, again, they're in a delusion. They're in a delusion that they're these big time stars. It's like, dude, you don't even have enough viewers to make up an entire neighborhood in one part of the Bronx. I mean, this thing basically, again, possibly maybe only got by 300-400 views at best, or maybe 200 and some odd views. I mean, it was a nothing broadcast. It's not even worth the time.
Sean, I gotta stop you right there. So he just dropped an episode of The Man Mindset. That's what it's called. And let me read this title to you. Can a man force a woman to desire him sexually? You know what? I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Can a man force a woman to desire him sexually?
This is some old PUA garbage. This is amateur hour. Steve, just go get you a nice job at FedEx. Get you a nice job at UPS. You could do better job with your time with that job at FedEx or UPS or one of these office jobs. I mean, this podcasting ain't for you, son. The stuff you talking about, people talked about this stuff maybe 10, 15 years ago at the height of the gender war, and it's been done to death. And again, the whole thing is you're trying to be the next Kevin Samuels, and you ain't the next Kevin Samuels. Even Kevin Samuels wasn't Kevin Samuels, because originally Kevin Samuels was a guy, he's a lot like me. He had his own type of content. He was making content about fashion and making content about colognes and perfumes. And he basically hit the jackpot because YouTube was needing a distraction. And he came up with a high value man. And that's how his channel basically blew up. But before that, he was just like my channel, just basically talking about stuff and getting really, low to middling views. But what's happened is everybody thought he was successful, but Kevin Samuels was only successful because the YouTube executives basically needed a distraction. They allowed his channel to go up in the algorithm because there were other guys who talked about the same stuff he did. I mean, again, I can talk about guys like Sergeant Willie Pete, Dan Freeman, Rick Scorpio. I mean, these were the legends of YouTube who basically got their channels flagged multiple times and deleted. Guys like General Backlash, guys like many others like Heavenly Truth 1. They were doing this content back in 2009, 2010. I mean, they were doing it and getting flagged, but Kevin Samuels didn't get flagged for the exact same content. That was the thing that showed me that this was about YouTube basically making this guy to be their agent. And a lot of these guys think that, because Kevin Samuels got success, they can get success. When in actuality, all they did at YouTube was basically say, we'll put our algorithm and push this guy in our algorithm. They could have made, again, one of these other YouTubers 1 million subscribers, just like that. They could do the same thing to my channel, make it 1 million subscribers because they need that distraction. They need that middle of the road guy to, again, fit their agenda. And again, that's what Kevin Samuels was, but these guys don't see how YouTube basically, again, manipulated their algorithm to make this guy into a star. and they're thinking, oh, I'll make the same content and get made into a star. No, they just had, it was the perfect timing because they saw black empowerment getting momentum, and what they wanted to do was stop that momentum, stop it cold in its tracks, and Kevin Samuels was the perfect distraction, but it really didn't stop black empowerment because those black empowerment channels are still going on. We still have momentum. I mean, if you look at the 2024 election, the new black media has gained a lot of momentum. So these guys out here trying to be the relationship experts, they're really behind the eight ball as related to content creation on these social media platforms. They're so behind the eight ball, they're sitting there, oh, I'll be the next relationship expert. I mean, no, dude, you're another one in line. I mean, Steve Harvey tried this before. I mean, there's a whole line of these guys. They come and go. So you're sitting there thinking you're going to be the next relationship expert. Well, no, dude, you're not going to be the next relationship expert. You're going to be the guy who's going to peter out at maybe 14,000 subs. You're going to probably make 200 views a video at best. Maybe make 200 views on a live stream at best. And you're just throwing your time and your money away. You'd be better off getting yourself a nice full-time job at one of these jobs rather than stay here with this grind, because this grind really is just a waste of your time, and you're basically done after maybe about 2-3 years.
Dude, this guy, I'm just going down the line here with this clown. All right, he got titles and shows called PUA Dating Coaches Don't Help Men.
What does he do?
Wait a minute, it gets worse. So clearly, this guy has a thing of trying to clown on other dudes and stuff like that.
He's trying to get clicks and views on other people's content. I've seen this before.
Wait a minute, it gets worse. Okay. He literally has a title called Weak Men Chase, Real Men Attract. Here's why. This is coming from the same guy who did a 7-hour, because I don't want to call it a broadcast. I do a broadcast. You do a broadcast. He ain't doing no broadcast. He's doing some Temu Fisher Price shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just scrolling down this dipshit's I don't know, I guess it's channel or his page or whatever. And wait a minute. He got another title, Know Your Word. But wait a minute. In the host queue, he said that, you know, don't follow that high value man bullshit. Well, knowing your worth is about value, right? So
yeah.
What do you he just, wait a minute. He did a 5-hour and 41-minute stream. He did a on. Are you fuck? Wait a minute. This is about a month ago. So let's see here. It's about, so a month has passed with this, and he just now got 483 likes, Sean.
Wow, that's sad.
Wait. Hey, Machika, do me a favor. Why don't you do me a favor and see how much money has this clown put together as far as per stream? Okay, I mean, you can't you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit. And there's more of them than there are us, Sean. And this is why talking about it tonight is imperative.
These guys are sad. I mean, you're sitting there, again, you're just throwing good time away, time out of your life you could have for something better. I mean, you're not talking about anything, and even worse, you have nothing on your platform that's showing how you're building this into any sort of viable business.
Yeah. He got something called the rule of the game, become the villain. Hashtag motivational. Hashtag reading. Hashtag motivational video. Are you fucking serious? He's a goddamn joke.
He's a laughing stock.
Right.
But
I would never go onto this guy's whatever he's got going on. Now he can come on Chris and Company. Sure. He won't be on the Wednesday. But
I mean, I wonder how many subs this guy has, or how many views his stuff gets, because that content is a dime a dozen in a gender war base.
wait a minute. So all right, I'm about to click on this one skit show. It says walk away from women who don't respect you. Streamed 2 weeks ago. He went for 2 hours and 27 minutes. He has 185 likes and 3 comments.
Wow, that's pretty bad. That's not even worth the time.
He's literally doing something.
I mean, even I was doing better when I started doing lives back in 2019. I mean, the only shows I did with low numbers like that were sometimes when I would do the goth shows and I would do the comic book shows, and I just stopped doing those type of shows because it was just, I said it would just be better to make them into a video.
Wait a minute. It gets worse, Sean. So he's doing like a multi-Zoom with him and 4 other guys. All right? On this walk away from women who respect you, right? And only still got 185 likes and 3 comments. That's it.
Yeah. That's a dead room. That's a dead room. And when a room is dead like that, you're wasting your time. Just time to get out of there.
Now I don't know the other guys. I don't need to talk about them. But the thing is, is that this man mindset, Steve. Listen, he's equally the problem. Why dating is the way. He's the guy. I see him at a club. I might as well leave because he's thirsty. He's the guy that hangs around in the club when there's like 2 women left in the club, and he will stick around on purpose to wait by the door and see if he can get a phone number for one of those 2 chicks. The lights are on in the club. Everybody's filing out. He's still there because he still wants to get a phone number at the end of the night. He's that guy, Sean.
He sounds super green. That's a green dude. That dude is green. You wait until it's 4 a.m. and the club is getting ready to close up.
Exactly.
And you waiting for the last 2 chicks. It's like, that's sad, man. Everybody's thinking about getting some White Castles or getting some breakfast, and he's sitting up there. I mean, for you to be there at that hour, that's pathetic. I mean,
Right.
That's not the guy who knows anything has any interpersonal skills or social skills.
Right.
That's the guy who's super green, and he's not the guy he's just, why are you here? You don't even know how this works.
Exactly. Real men do. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. Real men do. So if I want a date, I'll give me a date.
Yeah.
If I want a girlfriend and she meets my criteria, and because how I go about things, I set the tone real quick, real fast, and she brings value to a relationship, then I'm gonna be your girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean, guys can find women anywhere, and again, the whole thing is, guys who know how to operate, it's no problem. And even when you're out here and you're about your business, sometimes the women check for you and they come and get you. You ain't even got to do nothing.
You don't have to do nothing.
They come and get you.
Women like men. Women are attracted to men that other women want as well. That's facts, guys.
Ain't no experts and stuff.
Right. Women want men that other women want. Now, how many times have I said that? It's absolutely true. I can bring Majika in here now, and she'll tell you, There have been women that hit on Chris before in front of me, and sometimes not in front of me. Yeah, she'll tell you.
Because if you're about your business, the women will be coming to you.
God damn right. Sean, you and I do this broadcast because, you know, we collaborate, we help one another, and this is just something that we do, you know? But this Steve guy, this manhood garbage, whatever it is, he really thinks he's doing something, Sean. He really thinks he's doing something spectacular.
Yeah, well, that's the way.
That's the punchline.
That's the way it is with these green guys. They think that they're doing something, but if they haven't been out here in the real world, and the whole thing is, if you were out here in the real world, you look at this, go, dude, your numbers are nothing. You're not even having any sort of impact. I mean, serious numbers are like 5,000 views, 10,000 views. I mean, some like 20,000 views. If you get 12,000 views on a stream every week, you're doing something. With this guy, it's like, you're not even, this is, I hope you got a day job. I just hope he has a day job. And not a Tommy Strawn job, but a real day job.
Probably living up under some chick.
Yeah.
Probably got some sugar mama, or maybe he got a sugar mama, or he gets an EBT card, you know, and buys Temu products.
Yeah.
Because that phone system alone definitely sound like Temu made.
It sounds amateur. It sounds like he's trying to be big, but he's showing us he's small, because the one thing I'm looking at is his numbers, and his numbers show me he don't know what he's doing.
I don't even think he cares. In his mind, he's a guy that thinks he can pick up chicks. He's the chick magnet.
I don't think chicks want him. He's what chick would want a guy who's on YouTube all day? If you've got 7 hours to be on a live stream, that really shows why would anybody want to pick you up, because you really ain't doing nothing. Right. Again, men who are doing something.
Where's the dating at? If you are the dating guru, if you're the dating whatever, you should be on a date.
Yeah.
Not doing 7, 5, 6, 4 hour YouTube streams.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, I mean, if I had a full time, I would not even be on this platform. I would make maybe one video a week, and that would be it. I mean, that would be it, because to me, if life is meant to be lived outside, if you're on the internet all the time, that's a problem. I mean, if you're on the internet for hours, that's not healthy. Like I've been seeing with a lot of these shooters I talk about in my man crisis and woman crisis videos. You're on the internet for hours, you're going down these rabbit holes and these echo chambers, and that's what this is with this guy. He's in one of these echo chambers thinking that, he's doing something, when in actuality he's doing nothing at all. I mean, nobody wants to be on the internet all day. Like I said before, if I had I would not be here. I'd be working someplace and doing other things, and then, maybe do the books on the side, maybe do a video a week, or maybe that would be it. I mean, I've seen other YouTubers who have jobs, and they'll just do one video a week, and that's it. They're done. They're like, I ain't got no time for this.
He got stupid shit like this. Your mind builds your kingdom. What kingdom?
Somebody been watching Oprah Winfrey.
Let's see here. He got 42 likes. I would dislike this shit. But he got 42 likes. Are you serious? Sean, this dude actually smells his own farts.
Yeah.
He shits. He thinks when he shits out something that it's chicken salad. This guy literally thinks this. He literally thinks this. You and I do the barbecue for fun.
Yeah.
We don't. I'm not. Hell, this is your broadcast, and we just having fun. But this guy literally thinks, wait, oh my gosh, inviting women to our world, a bold perspective. Guess how many views it got, Sean?
How many?
0, no views.
Wow. You know,
Entertaining inconsistency.
he's one of those guys who thinks he can build himself up, and he thinks he's gonna. Oh, if I keep making the content, the viewers will come. Either the viewers are gonna come or not. And the thing is, if you have good content, the viewers are gonna come. But it's clear to me he doesn't have the content. He doesn't have the personality from what I've watched in the videos that you sent me. He doesn't have the presence. He doesn't have the energy. I mean, there's nothing there that brings you in and makes you connect with this guy. I mean, he's a dime a dozen. There's like
He's
12.
the ultimate black man.
Yeah.
Except for skinny. He's the ultimate black man, but he's skinny. And what is that title again that he put out there, which is disturbing? Let's see here. Where the force a woman to do what?
You can't force a woman to do anything. Either she likes you or she doesn't.
Yeah. How to force a woman to be with you or some shit like that? Like, can a man force a woman to desire him sexually? Why would you want to force a woman to do anything?
Force a woman that's a crime. That's not normal.
Yeah.
I talk about that in Stop Simping. That's a crime. That's criminal behavior. You can't force a woman to do it. Either she's into you or she's not.
She's not.
I talk about that in Stop Simping, why men don't need finance to get romance. Usually, if a woman is into you, it's within the first 5 seconds of looking at you. She just either knows that she's into you or she's not. And there's no forcing it. That just shows me this guy. Again, he's possibly a man in crisis. He's possibly one of these guys who would be very dangerous to be around, because if you're talking about forcing women to do anything, yeah, I think you're a guy we want to avoid.
This is borderline disturbing.
Yeah.
3 hours. He just did 3 hours on this, 3 hours on this, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 7 hours, 3 hours. And you got 18 and 25, 3.5 hours, almost 3 hours, another 3 hours. Paying 100% of bills don't work. Why? Should men stand by women? Should men stand by while women struggle financially? Huh? That's the title of a broadcast. I mean, of a stream that he's done. When a woman is using you, she will tell you these 10 things.
No, she won't. Women who use you just ain't gonna say nothing. They're just gonna take advantage.
Right. This is lazy. This is lazy production. Nothing but lazy ass production. Here's one for 5.5 hours. Is modern society attacking masculinity? Well, yes, you. He's attacking masculinity. Because I called him to his shit show. And I think on purpose he didn't want to answer. You want to take me there, guy? Really? Garbage. I'd never go into his shit show. Now, if he's done enough to come on Chris and Company, I'll help him out. He can come on Chris and Company. I want you to be there to listen, so you can be laughing. I highly suggest that you get your popcorn together and, microwave it real good.
We get the coleslaw already.
Oh, get the coleslaw already. Another barbecue. I couldn't help myself. He spent 5 hours talking about a woman's greatest fear. You need 5 hours to explain that? Sean,
Have
you remotely heard a Chris and Company broadcast that goes over 2 hours?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, even I don't go over 2 hours. I used to do back in the early days of Livestream, but I've cut it down to about an hour, hour and a half, and I only do 2 hours with you. But my time is too precious to waste.
The Blind Pineapple Reaction Show, 5 hours and 5 minutes.
Wow.
Women want a man other women want. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy, and he spent 5 hours talking about that. 5 hours?
Wow, 5 hours.
We are surrounded by beta bitch men. We're a dying breed, bro.
Yeah.
Dying breed. And I'm talking about mentally, socially, and spiritually. Guys like him are weak. Very weak.
Yep.
Very weak. It is pathetic. And it's even worse on TikTok.
And TikTok's a sewer. It's the worst place you could ever go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on TikTok and I can't get into that site. It's just junk over there. Just absolute junk.
It is. Like, TikTok went down. I just erased my profile. Why? I just erased my profile. I didn't bother. I have to put it up, and I'll put it up later. Like I've said before, let me put it this way to a guy like Steve, all right? If YouTube went away, how would you know about that? What would you do? Would you even hear from this guy again? No. I built my own website from the ground up. I program it where I broadcast through my website. I have a digital media station. I have 2 channels. I have 2 channels on NiceRadioNetwork.com. I have the talk channel, and then I have the music channel. I purchased a license so that I can play your standard R&B music. You think I got time to deal with, that vagina lip? I run a real radio station. It was digital media, but I run a real digital media station. I don't have time for this guy. But since he tried to make me an example, he's gonna find out the hard way that you don't tug on some man's cape and you don't piss off Mr. Chris. And I can show you better not to tell you. So this is where we're at. And there's too many of him. There's too many of these losers that don't have a real life. They're not dating specialists. Name a dating guru who does a YouTube stream for 7 hours on a Saturday night. When Saturday night is the night most people go out on dates. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
It just shows you who they are. He has no results.
Exactly. None. And you want to deal with me? You're a joke. You're an absolute joke. And he will get this company commentary.
All right, you continue cooking them. I'll be right back. I have to step out for a second.
Okay. All right. So basically with this guy, right? I don't know this guy from Adam. I don't know this guy from a can of paint. This dude comes around. I mean, I didn't even know. I just happened to get on his YouTube channel. Made a couple of comments, didn't think nothing of it. And then he chimed back at me. But there's too many of these guys out here. Run. Don't listen to these dudes. These dudes, they don't have a personal life. They don't have any kids. If they do, they're not taking care of them. 7 hour, 6 hour, 5 hour stream. What are you doing, dude? You supposed to be a dating guru? Dating gurus go out on dates. And then he brings in his friends and still can't muster 200 likes. I put the link of this half a fag in the thing, in the box. His link. The man mindset. Are you fucking kidding? And you want to go up against me? But unfortunately, he's part of the problem. He's the male equivalent of the cheesesteak lady.
Okay, I am back.
Okay. No.
So where are we in this barbecue? Is he rare or is he well done?
Well, I mean, he was well done when we first started. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, playing the company commentary speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think I need to shrink the pictures. I'm working on that. I think I need to shrink the pictures. But outside that, yeah. I mean, you know, Sean, there's too many of those guys, and these guys, they're not only they're super insecure, not only they big time super insecure, they're projecting.
Yeah.
Because real dating gurus are not doing 7 hour streams. They're not doing 7 hour anything.
No. Anybody doing 7 hour streams is sad because again, 7 hours is what people do on a job. They get paid for that.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Does that sound like dating guru?
No, it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like again pathetic amateur hour guy with no game with no skills at all. No life skills at all.
None. And so, you know, and I'm hoping back on this again. We need to start tuning these dudes out. You don't have to worry about me going to his show or listening to his shit because I'm not.
Well, nobody's listening to him based on his limited amount of views. I mean, nobody's paying him any attention.
No,
because they're looking at him and looking at his results. They're looking at him and saying, if you're on Saturday night, how can you be a dating expert? Dating expert has a schedule lined up.
He got a show talking about once a man can understand this about women, his life will change forever. But it took you 4 hours and 28 minutes to explain it.
That's a 20-minute video at best.
Emotional availability, the number one turn off with women. Hashtag single men. Hashtag attraction tips.
Oh, that's silly. Men are not emotionally available to women because if you become emotionally available, you're basically going to get played. I already did a whole video on that.
Sean, he tried to explain this in 5 hours and 37 minutes.
I explained it in 20.
Right. Yeah, I can explain it in 15. But, you know.
Yeah, I wrote a whole chapter on it and stopped him, and you can read in 5 minutes.
So he's an agitator. Okay, so this one here, stop wasting money on women and start doing this instead. So he got these two guys, and one arrow the pimp, and the other one is the trick. So he's one of these confrontational dudes. So that's what he's trying to start some shit with me. That's what it was.
Well, that's what he wants to do. He wants to start stuff with people to start beefs going. because he thinks that he's going to get clicks and views through YouTube beefs. And I've seen this again a dozen times with guys. I mean, there's a guy on my platform, a guy named Neil Allen. He keeps trying to get, views off of me. He's this little biracial guy with a white girlfriend. He keeps trying to get views off of me by trying to start a beef. And I just ignore this guy, just pay him no attention. And he's still out here, still trying to get his channel going and off of beefs. And the whole thing is, nothing is going on. Nobody watches his channel. Nobody cares about him. He's just like this guy you're talking about. And again, these guys basically, again, they have no talent as related to building an audience or building a platform. They don't have any sort of skills, and they don't know how to create content. And the thing is that because they don't know how to create content, so they think that they can go on here, copy and paste somebody else's ideas, and use that to get attention for themselves, think they can get views and clicks and views and become a YouTube guru, and then use this to get dates. Well, again, I have 19,000 subscribers. Nobody cares. Again, that's 19,000 ain't even the Bronx, in one neighborhood in the Bronx or one housing project in the Bronx. Right. But this dude is sitting up there thinking he's going to become a YouTube star like Kevin Samuels, and it's a delusion that he needs to get out of.
Yeah. I want to read this comment D-Wood 78 part 2 said. Never listen to what people say and what they like in a man. Look at the man they show interest in. Exactly. And then here's another thing. Never listen to a dude that calls himself a dating guru or picking up chicks guru or anything of professionalism. I'm the perfect matchmaker or something like that. Run
Yeah.
away from these clowns.
Yeah, I tell guys to do that and stop simping in cyberspace. Just run away from them.
Like I would not even listen, Sean. The only reason I even knew about the guy because this guy popped up in my algorithm, and I clicked on it, not really expecting nothing, and bruh, when I say 2 comments, I'm talking 2 chat comments, and he got filtered in his panties about those 2 comments.
2 comments, a guy like me basically brushes off.
Right. Like so. I mean, let's see here. Check this one out. What makes a man the one? What makes a man the one should beg to keep in bed?
Yeah.
And it took him 4 hours and 25 minutes to explain that. All right, wait a minute. The truth about why her rules only apply to you. And this one's 4 hours and 49 minutes. This guy is a loser's loser. Oh, holy fuck. Sean, wait for it. The delusional demands women expect today. 8 hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me see how many likes this asshole got. 304 likes.
He's wasting his time.
He's using his platform to get laid.
I don't think he's getting much. I think he's got the ashy dick and the extra dry balls. I don't think any woman is even paying him any attention.
This is beyond pathetic. This is weak beta male. It's not even energy. At least with energy, right?
Yep.
You can get something out of it. This is beta male cuckery.
I would just say he's next level pathetic. I mean, he's a special brand of pathetic.
I mean, he needs to, he needs to have on his shit show, Ultimate Black Man. Him and Ultimate Black Man need to do a complete shit show, and then we can do a total roasting.
They would be perfect together.
Absolutely. Women out there, you want to know why dating is difficult? And I'm talking about the decent women out there. I'm not talking about the hoes and Gucci. But I'm talking about the decent women out there. You want to know why you have a hard time dating? Because there's more of these is erectile dysfunctional lane, a man mindset, Steve, than there are men like the incredible Mr. Chris and Sean James. See, what's going to happen here, folks, is that Sean and I are going to end this in the next 20 minutes. Then we're going to talk probably 5 minutes offline, and then you know, he's gonna do his thing in New York, and I'm gonna do my thing here in the desert. So, and that's it. But guys like him, this Steve, the man mindset, he doesn't have a life. He has no life. There's nothing substantive to talk about dating men-women relationship for 7 hours, 8 hours. Dude, you are the joke. You're the butt of your own joke on your own shit show. In your delusional mind, thinking that you can pick up some chicks. And some guys that are dumb enough to listen to you. You can't make foolishness up. Want to know why black empowerment is so hard as hell? Because there's too many of those guys. It's too many of those guys out there.
Yep, too many of these clowns.
Right. Big time clown. Broke big time clown. Because if you're trying to talk about this stuff and talk about this shit stuff about relationships and dating and all this other BS, and you're doing it for 6, 7, 8 hours, you're trying to make money off of it.
Ain't no money in that.
I guarantee you, this guy doesn't believe half the shit that he says. What do you have to talk about for 8 hours that you can't talk about in 8 minutes? Really?
Yeah. I mean, these videos have been done to death, actually. Just the topics have been done so many times. And done better on other platforms.
You know, like unlock the villain within, the path to winning the inner game. Cut it out with this bullshit.
This stuff is.
Fucking serious?
This stuff is old, played out.
All this stuff is cringe. He uses a lot of AI too. I've noticed that. He uses a lot of AI for his pictures. This guy is straight lazy. He's lazy. No creativity whatsoever. None. Wait a minute. The man mindset is live. No views. Streamed 55 years ago. Yeah, I believe that. Now, don't become the next Travis Hunter. Learn how women really manipulate men. And then he has the nerve to have clown emojis around the words.
Why would you? It's a clown talking to a clown. It's like a blind leading the blind. Both are falling into a ditch. You got a green guy talking to another green guy.
Wow. Just a waste. Look. Now, nieces and nephews out there here on Sean James' channel, I've got a treat for you guys tonight. Now, remember I've told you guys that I've been working on my YouTube channel. Well, I have been working on my YouTube channel. And I'm getting better at my videos that I'm making. This particular one is cool because Sean, this is your first time on Christmas Company.
Okay.
And so basically, before you play the video, let me set the scene. So basically, I took a random clip from the episode that Sean appeared on Christmas Company, and then I made a video out of it. I'm going to take that video. That video is going to go onto my YouTube channel, and then in the description box, I'm going to have the link of the entire episode when Sean was on with me. And you got to go to my website. It's going to send you straight to my website onto the archive page. The whole episode that Sean was on. So I've been taking all of my episodes and just grabbing random clips and then making videos, just like 5 to 10 minute video. Hey, if you like what you want to, if you like what you hear, all right, click on the description box below, and it'll take you to the website and to the episode, and you can listen to it in its entirety. So that way, I can get my listeners to come over to the website. I want my traffic to come over to the website, and I'm using YouTube to do it for me. So let's check that out.
All right.
Yeah. What other projects that you were looking? I know that the John Haynes is the biggest. Are there any other up and coming projects that you have on the horizon in the year of 2023?
Well, right now I've got two John Haynes books for 2023. I've got John Haynes Godbreaker, which is the 6th book in the John Haynes series, where John Haynes takes on the Asgardian god of thunder. And I've also got John Haynes 1987, where we take a look into John Haynes' past. And I also have another book by a friend of mine, Lawrence Cherry, called The Retreat, where we have some brothers who are going on a church retreat. And we're going to learn a bit about their thoughts as they're on this church retreat, and they're on this journey with Christ. So those are the 3 books that I currently have out right now. The Isis and Eastine books I usually release around this year. I haven't been able to write them yet, so they're going to be delayed. But John Haynes Godbreaker is coming at the end of March, and I'm hoping to have John Haynes 87 out soon. And right now, that book, all I need to do is get the cover for it, and that book will be right after that. But The Retreat will be coming right after Godbreaker. So those are the 2 books that are coming out for 2023, with 87 coming soon after.
Okay. And how can people find you, Sean?
Well, they can find me on YouTube on my channel, Sean James, and they can also find me on Twitter at twitter.com, Sean S. James, and they can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sean S. James, and they can also find me on Amazon.com. You can go and find all of my titles on Amazon.com as well. And if you want to continue to support, you can also find me on Patreon, PayPal, and Cash App as well.
Do you do broadcasts on Patreon?
No, I don't. I just do the live streams because I'm so pressed for a schedule. So all I do is the live streams on Friday nights around 11 p.m. or 11:15. So that's the only lives I do. I haven't done a Patreon exclusive in a while, but I want to do one soon. But lately these days, I just do members only videos on YouTube.
Oh, members only. Yeah. And so let me ask you, is there a particular book or a particular story that you're proud of? For instance, like for me, I have my favorite interviews. You know, I've been in radio since 2006, and I still have my favorite interviews. Do you have like your favorite story or your favorite comic book, your
Yes,
favorite number.
yes, I do. The Temptation of John Haynes is one of my favorite books. I mean, this was like, I think, the third major novel I wrote, and it means a lot to me because this was a story with a character I could not get to work ever since 1990, and I finally put him in what I believe to be one of my best stories. So that's one of my favorite books next to Spellbound, which is the story that I wrote in 2016, which was the story of how Matilda Crowley came into the goth subculture. And that story really meant a lot to me because it was like, I really felt like I encapsulated the 80s in that story. And another favorite story of mine is John Haynes' 1987. I really love that story because I really captured what the 80s was like again. And those are three of my favorites. And another one of my favorites is the ISIS series story, Wrath of the Cyber Goddess. That was the first John Haynes appearance in the ISIS series, and ISIS Bride of Dracula. But those are some of my favorite books that I wrote, and those are the ones that I feel really passionate about. And those are the ones that I just feel like I put my best work into. And those are the ones that just were a lot of fun to go out here and write.
Have you been able to get any major recognition from other publishers with your books?
Not really, but I did get a lot of praise and recognition for the John Haynes at Death Store comic from Blue Marble creator Kevin Grievu and many other comic pros out there. And I get a lot of praise from people from the outside. I don't get really from mainstream media, but I did get YouTuber Sandman to talk about the Man Crisis. He said it was one of the best written books he's read so far. But I haven't really hit the mainstream with critical acclaim. But when I get most of my acclaim from readers and people just out there, and that means a lot to me because it means that the readers are connecting with the book. And that's what any author wants, is for readers to connect with the book. While I'd like to have a New York Times bestseller, I really appreciate every reader that goes out here and puts time in on one of my projects and reads it and shares it. That means a lot to me because it just is something that shows that your work is reaching people. So that's the thing that I appreciate the most, are just the things I get, the reviews and the letters I get sometimes from regular readers. That means a lot more to me than possibly getting in the New York Times or one of these other big papers, because it means that the book's connected with somebody on a personal level.
Right. And what I wanted to say, that you don't have to be in the mainstream to be successful. Those days are over with. You don't have to be in the mainstream of the bestseller novels in order to be a success. You know, if you have the numbers of listeners that listen to you and watch you on your YouTube. You juxtapose that over to people buying your novels. You don't need the man. And so I just wanted to, that was my question was more when talking about success, not necessarily anything on a mainstream level, so my question was more like was more central towards recognition here in the internet community or the digital media community along those lines. Also, I noticed that you was also on Fox Soul, and you know how I feel about Fox Soul. And did anything come from being on that broadcast? Like, did you get any new fans and new followers?
Not really. I didn't really get much of any sales. I just went there to try to get my sales up and get some exposure, but it didn't really feel like it impacted anything at all. So,
no, they didn't even ask for your information after the show or anything like that?
No, they just gave John Haynes a short plug, but then they weren't really interested in that. It was all about telling people about how these slave movies are important.
Yeah. Because that's what we need in the black community, another slave movie.
If you want to hear the Chris and Company broadcast in its entirety, you must click the link in the description box. It will send you to www.niceradionetwork.com, where you can listen to the complete archive episode in direct connection to this YouTube clip.
Okay.
So I got about 20 of them done right now.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And I'm going in order. So I did my old Christian Company ones, and most of those are my favorite interviews back then. Then I did a few episodes of The Experience when I was at voiceradio.com in Cleveland. And then now, back on Christian Company in 2023, I'm in February of 23. So that's where I'm at, Sean. So I'm working on it, bro.
You're on your way up to getting there.
Yeah, I'm most absolutely getting it. So do I have time for this guy? I don't have time for this guy.
No, you got stuff going on.
Yeah. And I'm just saying before we get off the air, just tune these guys out. Even if you're curious, just don't. Because you say something and these guys get into their lady part feelings. And we don't have time for that. Real men don't have time for that. Like I said, the only reason why I even brought this up tonight, because there's too many of these guys. No matter what platform you're on, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there's too many of these guys. If you want to talk about something, talk about being a better you and how being a better you can be an inspiration for people bettering themselves. But talking about being a pussy hound for 8 hours and you're such this guru, then you would have a woman in your life.
Yeah, but like guys in junior high school, they have nothing. He's stuck in a state of arrested development. He's like a 13-year-old kid.
Yes. And now just imagine there's hundreds of thousands of these guys. And there's a handful of us.
That's why we have a man crisis, because these guys are stuck in arrested development. They're like grown teenagers. All they're thinking about is sex all the time, women all the time. And that's not what a grown man does. A grown man is focused on goals. He's focused on purpose. He's not out here looking to chase women. He's looking to be a leader.
Exactly. And no grown man has a YouTube channel where he talks about picking up women in dates for 8 hours.
No.
I can't imagine hearing the sound of my own voice for 8 hours, let alone doing an 8-hour broadcast. The one time that I did that, Sean, that was covering the election. Remember? Because I asked you to be on. You couldn't.
I couldn't do it because I had other stuff to do. But again, that was news.
Say it again, sir.
That was news. That was journalism.
Yes.
News is a whole different content. This relationship nonsense. I mean, the last time I saw somebody do something like that was Obsidian with a 7-hour broadcast about black women, and even then, that was when I just roasted it in a video because I just thought it was just absolutely insane.
Okay. Now, you've been on Christian Company. What do I talk about on Wednesdays?
Mostly on Wednesday, you're talking about the news. You're talking about current events.
Thank you. That affect the black community.
Yeah.
Directly. In fact, there's a story there's a commentary I want you to do. It's about, and check this out, guys. I know we're going to wrap this up. But do you know since 1990, Sean, since 1990, the United States economy has lost 51 trillion, with a T, has lost $51 trillion due to racist and anti-black racist financial and economic practices.
I can believe it because all this thing is a limit. All this thing is killing our ability to compete.
I've got the story. Okay, I got this from the Brookings Institute. I'm gonna send you the story over, and I would like for you one of these days next week to talk about it. I know you got to read it and everything. It's lengthy. It's really lengthy. But remember the prison industrial complex, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is right up there. Because you want to know why? I mean, we already know why Kamala lost, because she was going to bring floods and floods of immigrants here. All right. But nobody talks about the prison industrial complex, where that labor is cheaper than the illegal immigrants. Remember I told you that? I sent you that article.
Yeah, and I did a whole video on it.
Exactly. And you're going to do a video on this Brookings Institute study. Imagine this. $51 trillion in the United States lost because of financial and economic anti-black racist policies.
Yeah.
This country would be better off financially if it wasn't racist.
Way better.
And the numbers of money will prove it. I'm gonna get you that story for the Brookings Institute.
The goodies, giveaways, and guarantees to white folks have impoverished everyone. And
but the problem is, the white folks are getting it now, Sean.
Yeah.
And I'm glad us black folks are sitting it out. Don't be part of that. Don't be part of that April 5th garbage tomorrow.
I got nothing to do with that.
Business has nothing to do with us. Don't be part of it.
Because we're not being offered anything tangible. Ain't nothing on the table for us.
Right. So don't that whole anti-Trump and we don't like him crap. It's all a smoke screen. They want black people to still be politically emotional and not come to the table with logic, being politically logical. And so I don't give a damn about that so-called protest they're going to do tomorrow, and let them waste their own time. But black folks don't get involved in that. Yes, exactly. Z can stay at home. So
you got to stay out of other people's affairs.
Yeah. Stay at home. It has nothing to do with us. If the Republicans or Democrats aren't talking any specific policies for us black folks, then we're not going to entertain. Don't even entertain dealing with them. Even if that means you got to sit on the couch, and the couch is nice. I voted for the couch, Sean.
That's what I voted for.
I voted for the couch, and it was pretty nice. So, like I said, we can vote for the couch in 2028, 2032, 2036, 2040, 2044. It's all up to these politicians.
Yep.
But the days of just voting and getting nothing back, those days are dead. So exactly, this is not our fight. Not our fight at all. Our fight is trying to get more black folks on code.
Yep.
We got too many. We got too many passport bros and super simps like Steve. Boy, this guy really messed with the wrong one when it comes to me. So I don't know what he was thinking, Sean. And I called in.
He was thinking he can get some clicks and views. That's what he was trying to get. And he couldn't get no clicks and views because he's whack.
Right.
Nobody's going to watch a whack dude. I mean, people, they want to see an energetic personality. They want to see somebody who has facts and can bring information to them, because this is an information superhighway. People want actual information based on substantiated facts. That's what people want. They don't want to hear no guy talking about some nonsense about relationships. I mean, that's some feminine stuff when you really think about it. It's just so really feminine.
Yeah. Like reverse feminism, right?
Yeah.
Reverse feminism, because that's exactly what it is. Man, you can't make this stuff up. But there's two Kevin Samuels wannabe Simps on YouTube, on Twitter,
Yep.
on Instagram, and on TikTok. And Facebook too.
Yep.
Too many of them. I got something on my Facebook about Derek Jackson. You know what I did? I blocked him.
Best thing to do.
You're a beta.
It's like, why are we still talking about this guy?
Right.
It's Derek. Nobody cares about Derek Jackson. He was, he became out of style. He went out of style in 2021.
Yeah. Computer robots. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Why is this guy talking for 7 hours about women? Your guess is as good as mine, except that he's trying to pick up women.
And why am I trying to pick up women online? Because you're online. You're not in the real world. People don't even know what you are. Why are you online? It's stupid.
If he was such an expert, and if he had this all down on lock, he would be doing a 7 hour, 6 hour, 5 hour YouTube show, 8 hour YouTube show. He would have an actual woman in his life spending time with the actual real woman.
Yep. I talked about that and Stop Simping in Cyberspace. I mean, if those women were online that he's going after, they already got a man. They already got a boyfriend. They're already getting their back blown out by another dude. They don't care about him. All they're thinking is, hey, we'll just get some money out of this guy.
Right. But this retarded dildo, this retarded tampon eating dude, he thinks that the longer that he stays on YouTube, he's going to make more money.
No, there's no money in YouTube. I can tell you that from right now. The algorithm basically has made it where it's harder to get videos monetized and it's harder to make money on this platform. And outside of people, again, being kind with, and again, it's a business for me because people request videos and I make the videos for them. There's no money on this platform. I'll tell you that right now from my own experience. There's not that much money on this platform. You're better off having a 9 to 5.
Sean, I just came across something, and it's about to blow your mind. Okay, so now I'm on the man mindset. His what is this playlist? Okay, all right. So like you know what a playlist is. You've been on YouTube a long time. All right. How the playlist works on YouTube is it gives a total of how many videos that's been made, and then it gives a total of how many views have been made. All right, strap yourself. I hope all of you people are sitting down. Okay, I hope you people are sitting down. He has 173 videos, Sean, and he has 1,276 views.
That's pathetic. So nobody's watching his stuff.
So let's see here. So I'm going to take 1,276 and I'm going to divide it by 173 videos. Jesus. He's averaging 7 views per video.
Wow, that's sad.
Because you take the number of views and you divide them by the videos, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 1,276 divided by 173. The answer is 7.37. So you can round it up to 7.38, but that's still not even 7.5 views. And this guy wants to talk shit to me?
You get more views on your radio show than he does for his whole channel.
Exactly. And I got the numbers to prove it.
Because those numbers are horrible. I mean, why are you even on YouTube at this point? That means nobody's watching you. Again, you'd just be better off getting one of them jobs and working for 8 hours. You're throwing time away from your life and money out of your time and money away.
Okay, well, he's not on live right now, so
he's probably getting ready for tomorrow to waste some time.
Now it says here 47,000 subscribers. Is that a big deal, Sean? I mean, I don't know. Like I said,
I don't know if nobody's watching them. That sub number means nothing if you've got no views. Nobody's watching the content. You're just wasting your time.
Are those bots?
It could be, because if you're not getting the views, then there's nothing there. It has to be bots. It has to be, because usually, again, I have 19,600 subs, and usually sometimes it depends on the entertainment topics. I can get 1,000 views. Certain business videos I can get 500. News videos I can get 500-600. But usually there's people watching. And usually there's people watching, but nobody's watching this guy.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at what you're telling me about his stats. His stats tell me that he doesn't even have enough views to even make enough money to make a $100 threshold with AdSense.
Description. This is the Man Mindset. The Man Mindset show teaches men how to have more control of their life. Really? This is about control? Okay. Our purpose is to develop strong character and communication skills that will lead you through your own personal development and growth. The Man Mindset assists you in looking deeply within to see where you stand with leadership, success, relationships with women, marriage, fathering, and personal goals, ultimately leading to a realization of your own purpose and mission in life. Wait a minute, it gets worse. This video was designed for entertainment and information purposes only. All advice discussed in this video and this channel are my personal opinions and are based on my personal experience. Wait a minute. I got to read this last paragraph. This is going to blow your mind, Sean. I am not a licensed therapist, psychologist, marriage counselor, medical doctor, dietitian, or financial advisor. You are responsible for your own actions. You should not act or rely upon any of the information contained here within without seeking professional advice. Boy, talk about a walking contradiction, Sean.
Yeah.
This guy's a walking contradiction. He doesn't believe half the shit he says.
And I'm listening to that whole disclaimer. It's like, why are you here? Why are you here?
This asshole's got a book too. Available at Amazon.
Yeah, well, there's 5 million books on Amazon every year.
I can't no more, man. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. He's done. Wait, computer robot said, I wish I would share with you my cringe face gift when I heard what happened. I wonder if this set has been raised primarily by women. Oh, absolutely. Listen, I want everybody in the chat room. If you guys want to, if you guys want to, let me send you the company commentary of what I've made of this guy. Leave your email address and I will send you the video. I will send you the video that I made of this guy. All right, in the chat. So yeah. In fact, I will leave my email address, info@niceradioproductions.com. And you're like, hey, Mr. Chris, can you send me that video of that Steve guy? I'll send it to you because these guys, man, they're I would say they're an embarrassment, but they're really an embarrassment for the younger guys, the younger brothers out there that are not like these guys. No, I'm glad that we're around, Sean, because there are some young guys, there's some young brothers out there that are that have our mindset.
Yeah.
They need to know that we're here for them. No, they need to know that we're here for them. Because there's too many of these simps out here doing 7-hour shows.
Yep.
Well, that's it for me, man.
All right.
I'm tuckered out.
It's getting kind of late. It's like 12:30 right now. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get ready to wrap up tonight's stream. But before I wrap up tonight's stream, I'm asking everybody, to go pick up the books of the SJS Direct 2025 catalog. John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side, and Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl. Pre-order that book. Pick this one up in paperback right now. And I'm asking everybody to also drop a donation to the Cash App or the PayPal and help me to stay on the air and continue to produce more great streams. And I hope you'll be here for next week's stream. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I hope you'll be there for next week's stream. Kiefer, you can catch it on the rebroadcast. The stream will still be on the air. So, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight's stream, and I hope you'll be there for next week's stream.
Yeah, and Sean, also, I want to plug in Christmas to be mine.
All right.
Tune in to me next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Pacific. The Chris and Company Radio Show, and home of the Chris and Company Radio Show is www.niceradionetwork.com. The Chris and Company Radio Show, each and every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Pacific, on www.niceradionetwork.com. Thanks, Sean.
All right, thank you. Everybody have a good evening, and everybody have a good night.